Your live, interactive coverage with Good Day Maine will begin soon. Good Day Maine's Friday Favorites starts right now.
Good morning and happy Friday. We've made it, Christian.
We sure have. This week really flew by, I feel like. I cannot believe that this is the last week of July. Hard to believe it.
It flew by for me because I had a 2-day work week.
Right.
That certainly helps. But wow, we have such a busy day today. It is our 10th annual pet food drive. We have President Biden expected to touch down in Maine within about 2 hours or so. Pretty exciting, Christian.
It is so exciting, and it's his first visit as the President of the United States, the first time a president has been to Auburn in 100 years. That is just so crazy. It's so cool. And I wonder, he's also going to Freeport. I wonder how long it's been since a president's been there, if a president's ever been to Freeport.
I know. It's very, very exciting. He's going to be talking about manufacturing in Auburn, Bidenomics, all kinds of stuff. He has a very tight schedule, but we're going to be there when he touches down in Brunswick and then flies from there via helicopter to Auburn. So we've got full coverage for everybody this morning. And we do want to try to add Dan Lamparello, but looks like maybe he disconnected for a little bit. So Dan is going to be live in Auburn. He's in Auburn right now. I think they just set up their sort of media set up for the big press conference happening there later today. So hopefully he'll be hopping on soon, but we can definitely get a check on our forecast, Christian, in the meantime, because it's going to be a hot and muggy one again today.
Yeah, that's right, Katie. Joe Biden, known ice cream lover. That's like a huge thing about him. He, loves a good ice cream cone. Hopefully a stop for some ice cream for him is scheduled into this trip because he is picking quite the hot one to come to Maine. I mean, hey, at least the weather's going to be sunny and beautiful. But yeah, it's going to be a hot and sweaty one. High temperatures near 90 degrees for many of us. I'm just realizing I don't have my clicker with me. All right. There we go. All important clicker here. But yeah, going to be a really hot and humid one today. Definitely a day to be taking it easy in the heat because we do have that heat advisory. Your body gets very tired out in these sort of conditions when you're outside for a good amount of time. So definitely a day to be by the water, or at least have like easy access to air conditioning for today. Heat advisory in place for Portland and all of York County as well, and most of Cumberland County. We're going to be feeling close to the triple digits this afternoon. So yeah, really going to be sweating out there later on today. It's going to be quite the toasty one. But I think, Katie, all of us are really excited about Sunday. I mean, I've just been harping on that all week. I can't wait for it. 2 more days to go, you guys, of extreme humidity, and then the humidity is plummeting. Humidity is going to plummet this weekend. Really looking like it's going to be amazing as we head into Sunday. Chance of some storms tomorrow. So tomorrow's maybe a good indoor weekend day. Maybe go see the Barbie movie. That's what I said earlier this morning. I haven't seen it yet, so I might actually
I haven't either.
I know.
Barbenheimer, yes.
Barbenheimer. I am dying to see both of them. But Sunday, you're not allowed to go to the movies because it's going to be perfect outside. 70s, dry air, sunshine. Ryan Munn just shouting back here. Yeah, we're all excited. Ryan Munn's excited. Yeah, we're all excited about the low humidity by the time we get into Sunday, Katie. So yeah, we just got to get through these storms tomorrow and should be in the clear for all of next week. So yeah.
That's amazing.
I know. Very, very excited about it.
Especially to have a stretch of nice weather like that. Sometimes it was like, one day this week and it's going to be a Wednesday when you're working. And it's like, oh no, we have a Sunday and then, through the week. If you're on vacation next week, you're in luck.
Yeah, I mean, if you're visiting Maine next week, it's perfect, especially if you're coming from a place that's been suffering in the heat all summer. Next week's going to be the perfect week to be in Maine. We're starting to get to the point of the summer where, especially if you're not from Maine, people are starting to get a little tired of the heat. Growing up in Georgia, that last week of July, beginning of August was always when, oh my gosh, like, all right, when is this coming to an end? Perfect weather for it this weekend and next week, just to enjoy the outdoors. Perfect for running outside. I mean, the dry air makes such a difference, even if it's still hot. As long as it's dry, it makes all the difference.
I was visiting with family in Massachusetts last weekend for a long weekend until Wednesday. And, we were all saying, oh my goodness, like finally some gorgeous beach weather, like bring on the mid 80s and humid, go to the beach. But we had family in town from Tucson, and they were like, we thought we were maybe going to escape the heat and hoping, for even just like some rain or something like that, because they are just sick of it. I don't blame them.
Yeah, I don't either. And I mean, at least it's a dry heat there, I guess. But when it's 115, does that really matter, right?
I
But
know.
I mean, it must have been tough for them to come to New England and experience the humid kind of heat that we
No. So we're hoping to have Johnny and Dan live. Dan says that his signal keeps dropping out, and I see that Johnny's trying to hop on, and he's also
he's loading.
Loading. So Cameron says he saw the movie.
Barbie, I'm assuming.
Yeah, tell us if you saw Barbie and what you thought about it, because I am so excited to go.
I'm very curious if Barbie Stevens, he's one of our viewers who usually will watch our Facebook Lives. I wonder if he's watching right now. He commented yesterday on my Severe Storm Facebook Live, and I asked him, I was like, Barbie, like, have you been getting a lot of like comments about the movie? He's like, yes. He's like, my life is so annoying right now.
Oh no!
I know. What an interesting time to have a name Barbie.
Yeah, exactly. So while we try to wait and see if maybe Dan can connect, I thought I would pull up our website, which has a lot of information about President Biden's visit today. A lot of people are going to be tuning in for that. You see Johnny? Okay. All right. Let's get Johnny first, and then we'll talk about Biden. So, Johnny.
Hello. How should I hold it?
That way.
There we go. Yeah.
Hello.
So it's our 10th annual pet food drive, and it's already underway. And Johnny, you've already gotten donations. You've played with all kinds of animals. It's going great.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we met a bunch of animals. They have almost 500 animals here that are up for adoption. I'm in Brunswick, FYI, at the Mid-Coast Humane. And the donations started pouring in on what I dubbed as Pet Food Drive Eve yesterday. Yes. And so that's just great to see. And then it's funny, some guy, I didn't say this on TV earlier, but this guy pulled up in a red Tacoma earlier, and we were like, oh, that's an early donation. Usually, it was like in the 5 o'clock hour this morning. And he came with $120 cash and said, this is 10% of my recent poker winnings.
Ooh, good for him.
So Mid-Coast Humane got a nice donation from him. He wouldn't tell us his name, but that's the best part of it. So many people want to help everyone out, and there are locations everywhere. I'm sure you guys have been mentioning.
Yeah, yes, I mean, the animals really just do such a good job of pulling at your heartstrings,
Yeah.
They do. And yes, we have lots of drop-off locations. I think it's 4 shelters, a bunch of Paris Farmers Union locations, our studios here, 81 Northport Drive in Portland. And you can also donate monetarily online. It's so easy. And we encourage, a lot of shelters have said that it really the financial, donations, Johnny, are great, because then they can decide how they want to use it,
Oh, yeah. I mean, not to bore people with numbers, but just for a moment, I mean, their electric bill went up 49%, their natural gas bill doubled. So and obviously all the medical care and dental care and everything they need for these animals when they come in. Recently they got, I forget how many exactly, but 100 animals down in Georgia needed a place within 30 days. And so they got, who was it? Kermit, who you guys met at 5:30 on Good Day Maine. And Kermit, his legs are a little... not
awful.
He was in a cage that was too small for him down in Georgia, and he came up here, and that Georgia shelter, it had to close, and so that's why they're so busy up here, because this is an awesome new facility. I mean, it's last Pet Food Drive, they had the grand opening that week, and we were live here, and we have the tent set up outside. I can't connect outside. I can't show you the tent.
Okay, that's okay.
But yeah, we already have some donations. I mean, I think we have well over 50 pounds of donations, hundreds of dollars worth of food, that Purina, all that stuff for the cats and dogs. And, like Christian said, the animals really, really in.
I know. It's so great. We look forward to this event every year. I can't believe it's already our 10th year. I think I've done maybe 6 of them or 7 of them. And it is so, everybody just loves animals. And everyone is happy when they see an animal, and all the shelters have the adoptable animals that are right there for people to, and then it's always nice when some people bring their animals with them to make a donation. It's just such a feel good event. And it's always great to see at the end, of the whole weekend, how many pounds of food, how much money we've collected. And everyone is so gracious for it because it's all for a good cause.
Yeah, we pull those numbers. I mean, last year it was crazy. Last year was my first. And I know you've been doing this, probably, have you been doing this all 10 years?
I've been here 9 years, and I believe I've been doing it 7 of the 9. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been great because you see those totals and I'm sure we'll talk about it Monday on Good Day Maine and everything, but you see the totals that we'll tell everyone tonight. And it's just so many people, whether it's the viewers or even, people at the station and people at the shelter bring food here too.
Yeah.
And they started yesterday. They said, hey, this is for the pet food drive. We do this every year. And yeah, it is cool. It's cool how much of an impact it has across the state, like you said, because you've been at various locations, and, we're getting ready to go over to Kennebunk to talk a little bit more and talk to some more furry friends too.
Yeah. Oh, it's so fun. Okay. So, and you'll have more at noon, right?
Yep. I'll be live at noon. And David will be live at noon too, talking about the pet food.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, Johnny. Well, thank you for popping in to say hey.
Absolutely.
And if anyone's watching, you want to go out for run an errand or something, maybe go see Johnny and drop off a donation. We would greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
All right. Bye, Johnny. Remove. And I saw Dan pop in for a second, and then he went away.
Yeah, I've heard that the service up there is not the best where Biden's going to be speaking later on today. So
I know,
but hopefully we can get him live though, nice and easy for the noon.
Right, and that's very important. So this is a historic visit. So the last time a president visited Auburn was when President William Taft traveled through Maine in 1912. And yeah, this visit is all about manufacturing, according to the White House. He's going to be delivering remarks at Auburn Manufacturing Incorporated, a textile manufacturer experiencing double-digit growth, which they say was a result of the president's Investing in America agenda. So I'm very curious to hear, what he has to say. I'm sure a lot of people are, or maybe you aren't. It was interesting.
Yeah, a lot of comments about it.
Yes. People have opinions, that is for sure. And we went to Auburn the other day when the news broke, and there was definitely mixed reaction. So everybody has a right to their opinion, but certainly causing some discussion. And either way, it's a big to-do when a president comes to somewhere like Maine, right? Because he's flying to the Brunswick airport, which is where Brad Rogers was live all morning. And didn't his crew come like 2 days ago? I think I heard someone say that. They were already set up to welcome Air Force One, basically.
Yeah, I guess so. And, it's interesting that he's going to Auburn, which was hit really hard by flooding earlier in the week. And there was some concern, I think I heard about, would the road infrastructure be repaired in time? But I don't think it'll impact Biden's visit in any way. But it's just very interesting that, in the same week that the president comes to visit, Auburn gets hit by, a pretty impressive flood event, that caused a lot of damage there. And that's something that Biden is very big on, and is, infrastructure and that sort of thing too. So I feel like it's an interesting tie-in for his visit this week.
It is. And yeah, I love sort of the sidebar, like a non-political side of things is like, is he going to get ice cream or do something else kind of fun while he's here? And if he does, where's he going to go? What flavor is he going to get?
Right. Like a lobster roll. One's got to be on his agenda for today, right? I mean, he's got to get some Maine treats. Maybe a whoopie pie, a cold glass of Moxie. I mean, all the classics.
What's in the Auburn area that maybe he would stop by, But we'll see if Dan hops on. If not a big deal because he's busy. But I also wanted to bring up, going back to our pet food drive, there's also an awesome event happening. Well, there's all kinds of events happening, of course, this weekend. So Woofstock is really cool. And this is sort of like a tie-in to our pet food drive.
Okay, you're freezing up in there.
Oh, am I? Can you see me now?
Katie?
Hello.
Oh, all right, guys. Katie is buffering right now. Hopefully, we
Oh
can get Katie back.
no!
There we go. I can hear you, Katie. There we go. All right.
Oh
Oh, scared me for a
no!
second there. All of a sudden, you froze.
What is going on? Okay, Lori says I see Katie.
All right, there she is. She's back.
Okay, I'm back. So it's Woofstock. It's a family-friendly, dog-friendly food and beer festival, which I think just sounds so fun. It's free, by the way. To enter, to go in. There's gonna be live music, lots of food. I think there's like a dozen breweries taking part, and this is in Kennebunk. And all to raise money. In addition, we have the pet food drive. We also got Wolf Stop happening tomorrow. This is specifically for the Animal Welfare Society, the event tomorrow. But I just think that sounds like so much fun. And they have actually non-alcoholic beer for dogs.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it sounds like such a fun event. I mean, it looks like some great weather, especially if it's going on all weekend. I mean, Sunday is just going to be incredible to be in an event like this. But yeah, dogs, beer, being outside. Yeah, great way to spend a weekend.
And there also was the event that Johnny was at, the Casco Days. And I wonder what the update was on the fireworks that we were talking about, that they were hoping would happen last night.
I wonder if they were actually able to go on.
Maybe.
Because Maine avoided a lot of the severe weather yesterday.
You're right.
So very curious on if they were able to go on. There were still some storms around fireworks time, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if they were actually able to go on last night.
Yeah. And again, just looking at the weekend, Christian. So what are you thinking about tomorrow? I know it's not perfect. What do you think about like the storm showers? Like, what should people think of when they're making outdoor plans?
That's right, Katie. So I'm going to pull up our graphic one more time. This is our storm threat for tomorrow. It's not going to be a severe weather event, I don't think, by any means on Saturday. And some of us will actually stay fairly dry. I think there'll still be a couple peaks of sunshine. Still going to be a warm day, but there is that risk of a shower or storm all throughout the day, especially the further south in Maine you are. I'd say south of Lewiston. Pretty good chance it's going to be on the damp side tomorrow. But if you're like, let's say in Augusta or north of there, really won't be too bad of a day. So it all just depends on where you are in the state and in New England as well. So the further south you are in New England, the higher the risk is that some of those storms could be on the stronger side. So let's say you're going to Boston this weekend, going to Cape Cod this weekend. Just be aware, tomorrow there is a severe storm threat once again for all of those places, but thankfully not here in Maine. So should avoid any severe weather, hopefully tomorrow. And there's a small risk in York County, but most will stay pretty quiet. And then that cold front comes in and it just cleans us out. I feel like it's just going to be so nice to feel
splashing cold water on your face or something, right?
Right, like on the whole state, basically. Yeah, I'm so excited. The whole region getting a really nice break from the humidity. I mean, we're on day 30 now, breaking this record for not dropping below 60 in Portland. Broke the old record of 24 days. We're at 30 days now. It'll probably be 32 by the time all is said and done. And that all has to do with the humidity. When it's humid, you just don't cool down at night as much. You have to keep running the AC all night. Yeah, I'm sure our power bill's really going to be happy about this as well. I see a whole lot less AC usage across the state next week. That's what I'm forecasting. Because when the lows are going to be at 50, 53 degrees, I mean, that's almost chilly.
I know, we might. Yeah, I might get a little chilly, but I'm definitely going to open up all the windows, get that fresh air, crisp air,
Yes, definitely. I mean, you might even be able to do a little bit of a fall preview things. You could definitely have a bonfire in the evening next week. I mean, it's really going to be great for it.
I wouldn't mind a little sweatshirt weather. I packed a sweatshirt for my trip to Massachusetts this past weekend. Didn't touch it once. Didn't touch the jeans. Didn't touch anything,
And Katie, I was, obviously I was in Puerto Rico last week, which is an extremely tropical, hot place. Like, I feel like I'd never stop sweating the entire week.
Right.
When I come back to Maine, it's not as extreme, but, it's been a pretty warm and humid week. I am looking forward to a little reprieve from the humidity. I think I've had my fair share of humidity for the summer. I think all of us have really across the state.
I know. we packed it all into a couple weeks, and I think that we're all ready for just some more comfortable, especially for those outdoor activities. That's going to be really nice.
Yes.
Okay, so as we wrap this up, I just want to remind everybody we're going to be having a special newscast at noon. Stephanie Grinley and I are co-anchoring the noon. We'll have full coverage of President Biden's visit as soon as he touches down in Brunswick, and we'll be following him as he makes his way to Auburn. We'll have also live coverage of when he speaks in Auburn. So lots to come in just about an hour, 2 hours from now. So stay tuned for that on air and online. And then, of course, we'll have the recap tonight at 5 o'clock. But yeah, so busy day around here. And hopefully everyone has an awesome weekend.
Yeah, it sure is. I mean, a busy day across the state, a lot going on, it seems like, and one of those busy summer weekends as well. So hopefully everyone can get out and take advantage of the amazing weather headed our way Sunday. I don't think I can overstate it by any means about how nice it's going to be. But if you can't get out Sunday, well, you've got every single day next week to enjoy. I mean,
awesome.
Oh my goodness. When was the last time we were able to say we have a week of nice weather? I'm almost giddy just talking about it.
Yeah, it's been a while. So enjoy it, everyone. Have a great weekend. Have a great Friday, and we'll see you Monday morning.